pictures, all those things in the blackboard regarding these practicals also. Okay. So now we want to facilitate the head control. We will be doing some of the exercises.
Also,
To facilitate any kind of head control, we have to use two pillows. Okay. I'll put one more pillow here till the shoulder girdle. Okay. And we should approach this kid from the toe end. Just to give any kind of stimulus here. Just give any kind of stimulus so that the kid will facilitate the anterior neck flexors. Okay, so you put two pillows on the head of the back of the head till the shoulder girdle. Okay, you come to the feet, you stimulate the feet, or you just show some toys or something. Okay, the kid will try to look what is happening. So when the kid tries to look, automatically what happens? The anterior muscles of the neck flexors will contract, will facilitate. You understand what I'm trying to say?
yes.
For example, I'm giving some kind of stimulus. He will see what is happening here. Okay, so like that we can facilitate the anterior neck flexors. Please do remember that we have to use two pillows till the shoulder girdle. Okay, so that it will be little bit something like this. Okay.
You need
Then
this,
we have
doctor? Do you need this?
Yeah, you can use that also, but it will be painful.
Mhm.
Letting it will be painful. Pillows
He
will be
did.
comfortable.
Mhm.
Okay, if you put two pillows, automatically the head will be a little bit forward. You have to approach the kid from the foot end. You have to stimulate automatically. The kid will see what is happening, what stimulus is there. You can use some kind of auditory stimulus, visual stimulus. You can use some kind of tickling sensation, so that the kid will try to see what is happening. So automatically, the anterior, the neck muscles, the flexors will get contracted. Okay. This is one technique how to get the head control. Last time I already demonstrated, keeping the kid in sideline position. I hope you remember. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, just getting the kid, in sideline position. We are just maintaining the head, supporting, and we are giving some kind of visual stimulus, some kind of toys, so that the kid will keep looking into the object. So automatically the kid will get some kind of head control. Okay, this is this is anti-gravity. The things what we are doing is, it's not, gravity is not acting. Automatically what happens? The kid will try to understand and the kid will try to play the things. Okay, this is the second technique of how to facilitate the head control. There is one more position. Okay, just imagine. So just imagine this is a kid. Okay, you should be sitting. Make the kid put on your lap. Okay, the kid should be looking at you. Okay, support your both hands on the shoulders of the kid. Okay, and you try to talk with the kid and try to engage the kid. You're getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
You sit like this. You take the baby and put on your lap. Okay. Both the hands should hold the shoulders. Okay. So keep talking with the kid. Keep playing with the kid. Automatically, what happens? The head muscles or the neck muscles should contract. Okay. So this is one way of getting head control. Okay. And can you go to throne line? Okay, complete. Okay. In this position, what happens? You give some kind of toys, put a good toys, make some noise, you keep calling the kid, automatically the kid will try to look above. So please try to understand whatever techniques we are demonstrating, we are trying to get the head control. Okay, so you can make the baby like this. Automatically put some toys, give some kind of visual stimulus or auditory noise. Automatically the kid will start looking up. Okay, so if you want to progress, can you get that? You must be knowing these are bolsters. This is a small bolster, that is a big bolster. Okay, if you can use bolster or you can use a towels, you can put it on the chest. Okay, put it on the chest. Yeah, it should be little bit up. Okay, hand should be like this. Can I get this one? Something like this. Okay, so you can put the toys. Okay, you can take the weight on the on the hands. Okay, put some toys till increase the head holding. Once the kid gets head control, slowly you can remove this. Okay, and we can get the kid in on forearms. You are getting what I am saying? So that please make sure that whenever you are doing any kind of facilitation activities, you should have a good toys. You should, auditory stimulus should be there. Someone should keep talking with the kid so that the kid will actively engage in the activities. Okay, so these are some of the techniques. and we can put it baby on the lap. Okay, imagine this is a kid. You can put the baby on the lap. Okay, and you can put some toys here. Okay, this is head. Okay, put the toys here, and you just tell the kid to play. Automatically you can facilitate the head extension. Okay, and the same thing goes. One of the best position is that you just put supine lying like this. Put some kind of pillows or some kind of support in the half sitting posture. You put the baby in prone line. You just keep talking with the baby. So automatically the kid should look up and should look at us. So automatically head control will come. Okay, and we can get the head control by assisting the kid from lying to sitting. So we are supporting the shoulder and slightly the head with my fingers. Okay, I'm taking the kid up to sit. So automatically the neck muscle should contract, should facilitate. Okay, in all of these techniques we are facilitating the head control. Is it clear what I am saying? Yes. Okay, these are some of the techniques where we can use for getting head control for any kind of atypical children, any kind of abnormal kids. What is the age usually a kid should get head control?
4 months.
Okay, by end of 4 months or 4 months, a kid should get head control. If the kid is not getting head control, remaining milestones the kid will never achieve. Okay, so it is very, very important. If the kid is not able to get head control, we should start working first on getting the head control. Then only we can progress to other exercises. So it is very, very important to get head control in the starting stages for any kind of atypical kid. Okay. These are some of the techniques how to get the head control. And the next thing is that how to facilitate rolling. How to facilitate rolling. At what age normal rolling happens from supine to sideline? Any idea?
6 or 7 months.
Okay, by 6 months you can expect a kid to go from supine to sideline position. Okay. How we can facilitate rolling position for these kids? Okay. We can flex the one leg. Okay. Slowly rotate it to one side. You just wait so that the kid will respond. Okay. You just assist to go into sideline position. You're getting what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, again get it back. Again do on the opposite side. Please flex one leg. Okay. Slightly rotate to the opposite side. Put one hand on the pelvis and just assist. Okay. Okay. So this is the way you can facilitate rolling to sideline. Okay. There is one more technique. We can flex both the legs. Okay. We can facilitate rolling to side. Make sure that you have to facilitate rolling to both the sides. That is very, very important. Okay. And there is one more technique. Put hand above the head with elbow extension. Okay. Take this hand. Okay. Just try to push. Okay. So that the kid will roll. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. There is something called wedge. I don't know whether wedge is there. Wedge.
No.
Okay. This is called bolster. Okay. These are called bolsters. Okay. And there is something called wedge. It will be slanting. Okay. If you put a baby on the wedge, you just hold the hands. The baby will keep rolling and will come down. Okay. So that also will facilitate rolling. And these are the things for checking for head control and facilitating rolling. These are some of the techniques. So I want everyone to put the mats and to practice these things. I'll come and see how people are doing. Once it is done, then I'll show how to facilitate sitting posture. I want you to learn how to facilitate. Come on. Okay. So we can make the kid sit like this. We can arrange some bench here. We can put toys. Okay. And we can maintain this position. Okay. So automatically what happens? We will get sitting control, head control, and the trunk extension. Okay. Make sure that you put some kind of bench with toys. That is very, very important. Okay. And it should be in the middle. And the same thing we can do when we go to the edge of the bed.
Sure.
Now we can make this kid sit like this. Okay. The same thing. We can give some toys. We can ask the kid to throw the ball. Okay. These things will be helpful to get the sitting balance. Once the kid gets static sitting balance, then we can progress the kid on the physio ball. Get the ball. So in the ball also we can insert. Okay. So we can make the kid sit. Make sure that your hand should be on the pelvis. Okay. And you can anteriorly tilt. Okay. So automatically what happens? The kid has to maintain. Okay. The kid will get the trunk extensors will get activated. He will maintain this position. And slowly we can activate to one position. The same thing like this. Okay. We can use small bounces on the ball. Okay. So these are some of the things where we can do to get the sitting balance. Okay. It should be, you have to take the kid on the back. Okay. Once you take, we can take to the side base. Okay. To the other side. Okay. And in between, we can engage the kid by giving any kind of auditory stimulus, visual stimulus, and you can in between You can do some kind of small bounces. Okay, so these are the things where you can practice for the kids for getting the sitting facilitation. Yeah, and one of the important thing I have shown you how to get head control in the on using bolsters, using using pillows. We can get head control using ball also. We can make the kid prone lying on the ball. Yeah, come listen. Don't worry. I'll yeah. Okay. You can make a kid prone lying on the ball. Okay. The same thing. So what we have done on the mat, we can do the activities here. Okay. So that what happens, we can get head control. Okay. We can progress to forearm weight bearing on the ball. Okay. Later on, if the kid gets good head control, then we can come on the hands, hand weight bearing. Yeah, extend. Yeah. So hand weight bearing also can be done in the ball. So we can get head control not only in using the mats, we can get head control by using ball also. It is a static surface, this is a dynamic surface. So please do remember that. We can we can do activities on the mat. Starting, we should do activities on the mat, which is static surface. Okay, if you want to progress to complex activities, then we can use a ball, which is dynamic surface. Okay, but starting, you should start with the static surface. Then you can progress to the dynamic surface, which is the physio ball. And there are different sizes of physio balls. Okay, it starts from smaller to it starts from 30 centimeters ball to 150 centimeters size of the ball. Depending upon the size of the kit, we can use the physio balls. Okay, so these are the these are some of the techniques where you can facilitate head control, rolling, sitting. Okay. So, any queries, any questions?
Hall.